Sometimes, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes, it's a game of attrition. In Game 3 of their first-round series with the Portland Trail Blazers, the Los Angeles Lakers simply outlasted their opponent, outscoring the Blazers 63-51 in the second half to take a 2-1 series lead with a 116-108 victory on Saturday. The Blazers have expended a ton of energy just to get here. They played 8 critical seeding games plus a play-in game. Through Game 1 of this series, all 10 of their games in Orlando had been within 5 points in the last 5 minutes, and Damian Lillard and McCollum had averaged 42.1 and 41.3 minutes per game, respectively. Our guys have held up really well, physically and mentally, Blazers coach Terry Stotts said before Game 3. I think NBA players in general are very resilient and generally come back ready to play the next game. After getting blown out in Game 2 on Thursday, the Blazers came back ready to play, for sure. Lillard and McCollum combined for 39 points on 14 for 25 shooting in the first half, pushing Portland to a 4-point lead. They often avoided the pick-and-roll defense that smothered them in Game 2 by rejecting screens and going away from the extra defender. The Lakers took control during the second half of Game 3. But the Blazers couldn't get any stops in the third quarter, when the Lakers scored 40 points on 25 possessions. And with his team in a 7-point hole, Blazers coach Terry Stotts played Lillard, who played all of the third quarter, McCollum, Carmelo Anthony and Jusuf Nurkic the entire fourth. I didn't like doing that, Stotts said, but we had a bad stretch at the end of the third and I just felt like we needed to ride those guys as long as we could. I don't know if the fatigue had anything to do with it or not. It's hard to think it didn't. The Blazers scored just 12 points on their first 19 points of the final period. Lillard and McCollum combined to shoot 1 for 9 from outside the restricted area over the final 12 minutes, while Nurkic had one particular rough-looking attempt of a scoop shot. Anthony and LeBron James came into this league together, and there was a pretty good debate about which should have won Rookie of the Year. 17 years later, James remains an indefatigable force, while Anthony can only give the Blazers a flurry of offense here and there. He put together 4 straight scores in the middle of the third quarter on Saturday and finished with 20 points, but needed 20 shots to get those 20 points and is now 6 for 21, 29% from mid-range in the series. James, meanwhile, scored more points in Game 3 38 than he did in Games 1 and 2 combined 33, shooting 11 for 18 from the floor and 12 for 17 from the free throw line, adding 12 rebounds and 8 assists. At the age of 35, he's still going strong, and the win on Saturday gave him 158 playoff wins for his career, moving him into second place all-time. This was not a one-man show, however.